Once upon a time, there was a man named Michael Chickering. One day, while Michael Chickering was on Facebook, he got a message from someone he hadn't spoken to in a very long time.
Oh, Yolanda.
Hi, Michael. It's Yolanda. How have you been? It's been far too long. Yolanda was Michael's ex-girlfriend. He sat back and remembered all the problems that Yolanda had caused him. She often brought her little sibling on their dates, and whenever she brought that inside function, the little pest would distract him while they were in the car and make it hard for him to derive. If he wanted the ex alone, he had to pull the old LN and actually look nice. But Michael decided to meet up with his ex anyway. After all, their history was in the past. Maybe she had changed. And he could still remember the good old days, back when they spent hours in the slope fields together. They agreed to go to dinner at Euler's Grease Joint. Michael picked her up without her little sibling, so that was a positive step in the right direction. And he had to admit, Yolanda had always been fairly pretty. He was curious to calculate the area under her curves, but as a gentleman, he followed the fundamental theorem and respected her limits, although he was still hoping to test the squeeze theorem. It turned out to be a very long evening for Michael. His ex spent hours talking about the changes she'd been through.
Derivative surgery isn't easy or cheap,
She said,
taking the derivative requires time and hard work by the most skilled professionals. But I mean, just look at the wonders it worked for poor XQ. She was always so chunky, but now she's down to a size 2.
but as Michael listened to Yolanda talk, he stared in confusion. Wasn't derivative surgery supposed to do something? Tighten up the waistline? Drop a size, maybe? But Yolanda looked exactly the same. She even acted the same, exaggerating every story by multiplying it to the X number of times.
You might want to check with the doctor to see if you can get a refund.
He said,
Because although you are changed, you still remain the same.